Will you buy the new Tesla cell phone? It's kind of interesting. Um, they've been saying it might never happen, it might happen, whatever. I did see an interview of Elon Musk some months ago of him showing his new phone and that he's, been testing it or whatever, and that, he was going to produce this phone that would be excellent beyond anything. But I mean, Elon Musk is an outrageous engineer, and he just is truly brilliant. Um, and I would say much more beyond his time. Okay, uh, so I don't have any doubt in my mind that he would not be able to, make a really great cell phone. Uh, I mean, if they told him to make a better French fry, I think he could do that too. If they told him to, make better roads, I think he could figure that out too. When he sets his mind to things, it seems that he just really has an outrageously good thought process. So he's kind of got that, what would you say, Midas touch, because anything he touches is brilliant and designs and, uh, you know, really is gold through and through. Um, Truly valuable. But anyway, so apparently this phone is supposed to be called the Pi phone. So the first thing I'm thinking, it's Pi, like in engineering, the 3.14 and all that. A lot of people go, oh, you're going to be an engineer? So what is pi? And that's a formula, an engineering formula. So they can tell if you're faking them out or not. If you don't know that formula, then you're faking them out. So it's pronounced pi, but it's spelled pi. Um, and it's supposed to be like glass on both sides, was one description. And then the other description was whatever the back is made out of is extremely strong because Elon claims the reason the phones break easily nowadays because all these glass phones they break even if you have gorilla glass, which is so much tougher, but still it can break. Um, so apparently he's come up with a better design, claiming that the back is the weakness of the phone, which makes the screen break. Um, it's possible, I suppose. I don't know. It would be nice if we didn't have to have these weird, big, ugly covers and stuff to put on phones to protect them, and spend a bunch of money to get like an army certified cover that you got to take off every time you use it on a tripod or something. It'd be nice if they just made a plain good phone. But he claims his is great because of the design of it. And one of the key things, is the back. And they've been saying that it would be December of this year or in January of 2023 that this phone would be coming out and up for sale. Um, so I don't know if it's really going to happen or not. Um, I think at first it was like a joke, but then I did see that interview and he was like showing this phone and saying that he was using his phone right now, his Tesla phone, and using it with his own satellite service because he claimed that it would never go dead anywhere. And I understand that his internet service has already started. I think it was this year his internet service started, which uh, is incredible. That's what they've been using in the foreign countries lately, so that they have communications. He had volunteered that free to a lot of these countries during their wars and stuff, um, which is super neat. Uh, but so anyway, it's supposed to be a smartphone, 5G, with a 900-hour standby mode. That's pretty cool. Um, you got 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week. So you're talking like what, almost 200 hours in just a week alone. So we're talking 2, 4, 6, 8, almost a 30-day standby. That's pretty incredible, I think. But here's the really cool thing is it has two ways of charging. Solar charging. So when you're using the phone, if it has access to light, which is interesting because, like places Alaska, they have reduced light in a day. Um, but if it has access to light, then it's supposed to be able to solar charge. While you're using it, talking on it, laying it down, whatever, it's supposed to be able to solar charge. And then apparently it's also going to have a plug-in hookup thing, but there's restrictions on the plug-in. There's something about you can't use it during electrical storm, which is most storms. And you can't use it in snow and ice conditions, wet conditions. So that's interesting. Uh, and then there's supposed to be like two models. I think the first one is supposed to be the EXPLR9, and then something called a Series 3. But they look really little, you know. I like the bigger phones. They're so much easier to use, like your YouTube and stuff, and do stuff on the internet. Plus, normally bigger phones have a bigger battery, which is really helpful. But if he does have this solar battery thing, that's pretty cool. It will have satellite internet, supposedly unlimited. A spot for crypto mining. I'm not a big fan of crypto. I think it's just a waste. I've heard of so many people can't even access their crypto accounts and the money's just all hung up. I'm just not there on the crypto. Maybe I just don't know, you know? It's hard to say anything about something you don't know, but at this point, I'm not real convinced about crypto to be useful for my use, much less others. I'm just not thrilled by it so far. There's been so many crypto scams and stuff. It just, that's the first thing that bothers me. It seems to have a lot of problems. So, it's supposed to be hooked up to Neuralink. It uses a Tesla app. So when you get the phone, you have to load the Tesla app to it to start running it. Now I don't know if that's going to be just in a regular Play Store or what. I do know, like iPhone stuff, you have to usually buy all their apps to use their stuff. So I don't know how that will go, if you have to buy the Tesla app or not. But he's supposedly starting with the T-Mobile company. Now I understood that he'd already got with T-Mobile to run his satellite stuff with their new internet option already. Um, I'm not a huge fan of T-Mobile. I used to be years ago. It was really fantastic, but it only worked on the main roads. That was my problem with the cell phone service. But otherwise, it's top notch, crystal clear, talking to somebody, conversation for cell phone service you'll ever have. It just, for me, it just didn't work everywhere. Um, and then, but now it's starting to work a lot of places because T-Mobile is buying out a lot of other companies. So they're taking their digital footprint and putting it into theirs. So they're getting a huge footprint, in parts of the world, mostly the USA, that is controlled by their company for cell phone usage. Um, it has a really fast refresh rate. Um, Picture resolution is incredible. Um, it has a really high pixel, which results in better pictures and videos. Um, and it's supposed to be better than the Apple 12 Pro Max. Most of the features are free unless you connect through your car. Then there's some restrictions of things that will not work through your car, or you may have to pay for. Um, and there's a mild statement about having unlimited internet. Um, and I already went over the charging by cord, not in rain or snow or storm. You don't have to have a SIM card to use the Wi-Fi or to text. That's interesting. It must recognize the phone somehow and then let it have access, I guess. Um, the super tough back to reduce screen cracking. It's got a 4-eye camera. Um, it doesn't have a notch cut out in the front of the phone like all of our phones do. For camera, it just is going to use the whole face for camera lens. That's kind of interesting. Um, so we'll see what happens. But they're talking, like $900 to $1,000 for the phone. So I don't know what the set price is going to be. And they've been talking about releasing it for December of this year or January of next year, which is 20 and 23. So, will it happen? I don't know. There's so much information on it, I imagine it really is going to. And usually when Elon Musk says he's going to do something, he does appear to do it. No matter how long it takes, he does it. So, it might get interesting. Do you think you'll buy one? Tell me your thoughts. Comment below. Talk to you later. And yes, you can overthink this. I love you.